Okay everybody, welcome back to the final part of this video. Now if you're following along, you probably just finished watching part 4. This is the final part. We are going to completely finish this. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add in my black areas because I'm going to be using acrylic paint. The paint I'm going to be using is Lamp Ebony Black by Americana. I usually use Americana craft paint or folk art craft paint. Folk art symbol looks like that. I like these paints a lot because they're really good for coverage and you can go over the paint with pencil, which is a great plus, especially for doing backgrounds and stuff. If you want to know more about that, check out Dee Dee Willingham on YouTube, especially her, any of Kirby Roseanne's books. She paints her backgrounds and stuff. And she talks about it and does demonstrations and all that fun stuff. She's really fun to watch. You could also use your black Prismacolor to do this. I would do that, but I prefer using the acrylic paint because I find that it's a deeper black. You could also use a marker, but if you plan on going over it with anything like water-based or anything, don't use a water-based marker, otherwise it'll smear. Or you could use a Sharpie. I try not to use Sharpies because it kind of gives that almost like bronze kind of shine to it. And I'm not a big fan of that. So I'm going to use acrylic paint. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. Don't need to zoom in too much yet. So there's only 2 places that I'm going to add black to. The first place is to her eye. I could also, I'm going to go in and blacken up her eyelashes. I could do that with a paintbrush, but I'm a little too scared to, so I'm not going to. And then the other place I'm going to add black to is just to this flower, the center of it. I'm going to go in and add my own little white dots to this flower. Why? Because I can, and why not? Okay. So I wanted to get the painting part out of the way. That's literally it. I've used that much paint for those 2 little things. Actually, I'll use the rest of the paint to go around the borders like I do in Enchanted Faces so far anyways. I'll probably do that for mermaids and fairies and the other ones too, maybe. I'm not sure because they're still in book form. So the next part, I got this all written down so I don't forget what I want to do. So we colored in the flower center, we colored in the iris. What to do next? Let's add in our glitter. Glitter, glitter, glitter. So we're going to be adding in glitter to the tail. Now there is a few different ways to add glitter to your page. I'm just going to come over here. You know what? I'm not even going to use this phone. I have it set up here, but we're not going to use it. I don't think we need it. Knock on wood. So, the first way that you could add glitter is using a glue stick and using loose glitter. Now, if you're going to choose this method, I would choose either silver or light blue, or both. Pretty that is. Very messy. You gotta close that. You gotta contain the glitter. Another way is with glittery eyeshadow. I've actually never done this, but it would probably work fairly well. This is a super old set. I got this from Claire's when I was like 12 maybe. I'm a pack rat. I don't like getting rid of stuff. I've never tried this, so I'm not sure if it would dry well on the page or not. I should try it out someday, but it's super pretty. Another technique I was going to show you too. This picture has loose glitter on it. I just glued down, or put down some glue and then sprinkled the glitter over top. Now, if I'm holding the camera still, like you would while taking a picture, you can't see it. But it's there. So that's one downfall about using loose glitter, is you can't really see it. Another option that you could do, let's get that one out of the way here, is you could use glitter paint. Let's see, I want light blue. Again, I would use light blue or silver. Now this I just got from my dollar store. Same with the loose glitter. I got that in a tube or a little tub that had, I think, 6 glitter colors in each. And then I popped a hole in it and emptied them out one at a time into these little containers, because I noticed that if you just punched a hole in the top of it, you would get different colored glitter in all the different holes you had open, because it had one of those lids where you spun it, kind of like a spice jar almost, to get to the different colors. And this is a set of 12 glitter paints that I also got at my local dollar store. I love cheap art supplies. Definitely an advocate for dollar store stuff. And if you do that, another thing, I used it for this picture. Again, you're kind of going to see it because I put glitter on her shirt here. The only reason you're seeing it is because it's lighter than the shirt itself. But for the most part, it just looks like there's white showing through the image. But I also put it on the moon here. So that's another disadvantage of using glitter paint, is you're not really going to be able to see it in picture form. But the last method I'm going to show you of adding glitter is with markers. And as you can see, hold the camera still here, it looks super glittery. And there's not a trace of glitter on this page. It's just marker. Now, that being said, you could put use marker as your glitter, and then you could go over it with glitter paint or loose glitter to add that extra glittery touch for your own eyes, whereas your picture will still show, or will still look glittery. I have to warn you though, especially if you're going to use glitter paint, and I'm not sure about glue, it might be the same with glue too, but this glitter paint, if I used water-based, oh, that bird sounded weird. If I used water-based markers to do my sparkles, which I do, the glitter paint would smear it. Okay, so you don't really want to use water-based markers if you plan on using any kind of glitter paint over top of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my markers, and again, I just got them in this little case here. My mustache is falling off. This used to be a makeup case, or makeup kit, I guess. And I got a bunch of just random markers in here. I got Stabilo Fineliners. I can't remember what these are called. Let's go over to my goodies box of art supplies here. I got crap everywhere. Spare pencils, my unopened Scholars that I absolutely love. Here they are. Okay, they're Studio too, so they're just Studio Fine Line markers. And I got those from the dollar store. I paid $3 for them. I'm not sure how much I paid for these Studio ones. And these Crayola metallic markers, I do believe I got them at Walmart. They were probably priced around $5 maybe. Honestly, they're not the best. They're not bad, but they're not the best either. So I'm going to use the marker method to do the glitter on her tail. So let's choose some colors here. I have a black one somewhere, which I definitely want. So I'm going to use black, and then dark blue, blue, And then I'm going to use my white Sakura jelly roll. If you have acrylic paint, you could also use that and like a toothpick, or if you have dotting tools, you could use that to add little dots, because the white is really what's going to make your page look like it sparkles. So using these colors, we're going to go in and get started. Okay, I'm going to start at the top of her tail here. Zoom in a little bit more here. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a little bit of black dots more around the darker areas, and then just kind of dot them going up. You know, this doesn't have to be perfect. There's really no method to it. Just make little dots, and it's kind of like with the pencils. You want more at the bottom, and then you kind of fade them upwards. You get less towards the top. You know what, let's just do this whole thing here. We'll come down here. Oh, I guess we can't, we'll move that up. And just right around the edges where we put the dark blue. We want a cluster of black spots, and then I'm just going to do random spots in the center there where it's lighter. So that's it for the black. I'm going to switch to my dark blue, and I'm going to go in around the black. I'm going to bring it up a little bit further, and I'm going to fade it out. I'm going to do that for each little part of her tail here. Now, a lot of you may know this technique if you follow Peter Hewitt on YouTube. I actually learned this technique from Max Stevens on Instagram. If you don't know who he is a very talented artist. He should be, his channel for YouTube should be featured on my channel. He draws Disney characters, like girls, more in like modern day kind of style. And he's just absolutely amazing, and he always does this glitter technique. His pictures are so beautiful. You should totally check him out. I'll link his Instagram to this video too. So next I'm going to come in with my blue, and I'm just going to go in over the dark blue, and I'm going to bring my blue spots all the way to the end. Just realized that part of that you couldn't really see. Okay, and I forgot to the dark blue down here, so I'm just going to mix the dark blue in with the black, do some random dots in the center here, switch to my light blue. You know, something that I probably should have done, which I'm not sure if I can do now. I'll try. I'm going to go in with my black Prisma, and I'm just going to kind of darken these scales up a bit. There we go. Okay, go back in with my light blue and do a few more dots. Unless I haven't touched it already, I can't remember if I did my light blue before grabbing my black Prisma. Just gonna do lots of little dots in there. Okay, and now, just use my Paige as a reference here. Okay. Now I'm going to go in with my jelly roll, and this is going to make all the difference. It doesn't look like much now. It kind of looks a little bit glittery, but not much. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to put, I'm actually going to grab this notepad here to keep my pen going, and alright, And I'm going to go all the way down into the blue and just put a few little sparkles in where the black is. We don't want too many because that's going to be the darkest area. So they're going to be more concentrated up at the top here, and then as we get lower, they're going to gradually fade. And you can start to see already that it is definitely the white that makes it look sparkly. If you don't have a Jelly Roll pen, I'm sure any kind of gel pen would work, or like I said, acrylic paint. You could pick up acrylic paint at the dollar store or Walmart or wherever for cheap. And like I said, a toothpick is a universal tool when it comes to art. It would be great for making these little dots. Of course, it's going to take you longer, but I mean, it's worth it. Look at how glittery that looks. It's beautiful. We're just going to do the same thing here, have more concentrated white dots in the center of her tail. And then we're just going to have a few on the outside. And there we go. Now look how glittery that looks. I absolutely love that technique. So let's cross that off the list. We glittered the tail. Okay, while we're down here, and while I have my white Jelly Roll pen, I'm also going to just add some white lines just above the darkest part of our waves here. This will make the water look a little bit more dimensional. Bring it out a little bit. There's also some little waves in this little area here. That definitely adds some more to the picture. So now we got that. Another thing I'm going to do, so I'm going to very carefully, because these little dots are still wet, I'm going to go in and just kind of use my blender pencil along some of these lines that got lightened up a little bit. If it looks funny, I'm going to go over it. Ooh, those silly dogs. I'm amazed they haven't howled for you yet. Okay, also going to come in here with my Prisma pencil and just darken up these lines here in the frills. Dang it. I went way out, that's okay. You won't really notice it on the picture. And another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my black marker and I'm just going to darken up these dots on the frills. I kind of lost them going over them so many times with such light colors. Darken these little lines up a little bit too here. There we go. There, I'm liking that. Okay, also while we're down here, let's add some shine to our pearls. Just right at the tops where our lightest color is. I'm just going to put a little sliver of white, kind of like a half crescent moon shape. pen doesn't want to work. We'll also add a little bit of shine to your lips. And what I like to do, and I probably won't have to do it for this, but for darker lips, I would put a line and then dab it out, and then put a line and then dab it out. But for this, I think I'm just going to leave just an actual white line. Usually that bothers me, but that part of her lip where the shine would be is actually already so light that you don't really notice it. So I'm going to come back up to the clam here with my black Prisma. I'm just going to kind of darken some of these lines. I was thinking about adding sparkles to it, but I think I'm just going to leave it like that. I might just go in and do... My pen wants to work. Just add one little shine there. Perfect. Okay. Our eyes should be dry now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here. And using my black Prisma pencil, I'm just going to darken up her eyelashes. And that includes darkening up this whole part. You can't really see the eyelashes in her hair, but that's okay. And I'm also going to very carefully just give her a little bit of mascara. Go around the outside of her eye and darken it. Oh, you couldn't even see that. Sorry guys. Okay, all I did was I used my pencil to darken up the eyelashes. It was pretty straightforward. You just follow the lines. Gave her a little bit of a darker line to suggest mascara, and then I went around not the pupils, the irises pupils? The irises of her eye to just kind of make it pop out more, and I just put black in here, so I'm going to go back in there with my white gel pen and kind of white that out. Okay, I'm also going to take my black pencil and I'm going to kind of carefully darken up her eyebrow here. And let's kind of try and rub some of the color off the crease in her eye too. Okay. We're so zoomed in. I'm sorry, I totally did not realize that I wasn't in frame. 23 minutes already. Okay, we added sparkles to the clam. We haven't done that yet. So let's do those now. Okay, we're gonna come in and we're just going to add some white dots to this flower center here. And I'm gonna bring those dots just lightly out on the center veins of the flower. There we go. We'll also add the shine in her eye. There's really no right or wrong for this. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a small dot here. Like a line there. Maybe just a little one right there. And that's it, that's her eye. I hope you could see that. I don't know if that was in frame. So we darkened the eyelashes, we had shines, which we added shines where needed, and I think that's pretty much it, guys. Zoom out, thank you. So this is her finished. I think she turned out really well. And I might just, because we have that shine up here in the clam, I'm just going to add another little shine right here on the pearl. You can barely see it. Sometimes I wish I had a Posca pen. It'd be so much better for this. I should just use my white acrylic paint, but I didn't want to. You could also... I think what I'm going to do is I'm also just going to add a little bit of a shine right here on her tail. Make it look a little bit more sparkly. Oops, sorry. There we go, 25 minutes just to do the last details. Grant you, I did talk a little bit, so that's actually not too bad. It actually turned out really well. I'm going to paint the border off screen, well, the outside of the border. I'm going to leave this part white. But I'm going to do that off screen, and we are done, guys. I hope you enjoyed this color along. As always, if you have any suggestions or questions, leave them in the comments. All the links will be in the description, and that's pretty much it. I'm just going to make a note here to link Max Stevens' Instagram. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you are following along with this color along, please be sure to tag me in your finished picture because I would love to see how you did. Again, the link to my Instagram will be in the description box too. Alright, bye guys.
Hey everybody, I almost completely forgot that at the beginning of this color along I said that I would do a comparison between this picture and my very first Hannah Lynn girl. And kind of funny actually, it's been just over a year since I colored my first Hannah girl. I colored, I think this is called Aliana's Otter, at the beginning of May last year, and I have just finished coloring, what's this girl's name, Wynndy, from the same book and everything too, so that's funny. Enchanted Faces is actually probably my favorite of Hannah's books. As you can see, I have made a lot of progress in a year. My blending's definitely better. I'm getting way better with highlights. Skin is extremely better. I mean, in 2016, I was working a little bit on shading. You can see just under her, where the bottom of her top there, you can see there's orange fading to kind of like the yellow color. But it doesn't really look as good. You can tell exactly where the orange fades into the yellow, whereas on Wynndy, the fades are almost seamless. You can barely see where they transition. In the hair you can a little bit, mainly because the hair is so small, and I didn't do as many layers as I probably should have or could have, but I'm still pretty happy with it. I hope this motivates you guys to know that the more you practice, the more you will get better. Also, please try to remember not to compare your work to somebody else's work. It's okay to compare your work to yourself, like I'm doing right now. I colored the first one, and I have progressed and colored the second one. But I'm not going to look at somebody else's work and think, oh, I wish I had her talent, or I wish I could color like that. I could say, wow, I really want to get as good as her. Not to, like, go down on yourself or put yourself down. Because then you start feeling bad, and then you don't want to color. And really, it's not a contest. It's to relax. It's for fun. If you're an artist, it's to learn and progress and get better at stuff. And coloring is so good for that. I know a few portrait artists that color, and especially they use Prismacolors to do their portraits. Dee Willingham is one of them. I follow a few others on YouTube too, and some in real life. I have a few friends that do portraits, and they swear that coloring has helped them with their portrait work. So to some people, it's not just fun and games, it's a living. And you have to remember that some people might have years of experience under their belts. I have only been doing adult coloring for a year, I'll say, just a little over a year. But I have done just normal coloring before that. I'm a very artistic person. I love to color. I used to color in the Lisa Franks children coloring books before adult coloring became a big thing. And let's all take a moment to appreciate the fact that adult coloring did become a big thing, because it is a great stress reliever, and that's exactly why you shouldn't put so much pressure on yourself. It's supposed to be fun, it's supposed to be relaxing, it's that thing that you can go and escape to. It does not have to be perfect. With that being said, I really hope you guys enjoyed this this color along, and I hope you guys have a great day. God bless you.